Alright, in this video I'm gonna be taking a look at some more recent rolling footage that I have. I'm currently like a blue belt. I would say like early blue belt. I've been training for like 2.5 years consistent, 3 years total. So yeah, here's some like
anything you would work on?
Footage from a more recent open mat. So this is a warm-up round. I've already kind of skimmed through this a little bit, but I wouldn't say there's like too much to go over. I'll just try to pick apart what I can. So yeah, since it's a warm-up round, I'm not really committing to anything, but after having watched this, I think maybe even during the warm-up, I should really try to focus on like advancing a position instead of just like rotating through a bunch of different positions. It just doesn't like accurately develop skill, I don't think. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the next video actually.
I don't know.
So this was a wrestling round that I was pretty that was pretty fun. So this guy is quite a bit heavier than me, and is a wrestler. So I'm assuming he has wrestling knowledge because his wrestling looks good. But yeah, pick apart some of the parts where pick apart some of the things that I can improve upon. So when I start this round, I'm noticing a tendency at the beginning of my rounds. I'm kind of letting technique slip a little bit because I'm thinking it's like first couple of seconds of the round, or like you're just kind of like adjusting, getting into it, warming up. But because I'm not actually defensive here in the beginning, he ends up getting like a pretty easy takedown on me because of my poor technique. So right here. So that's the full takedown. I end up in like guard. I'm able to retain guard, so it's good, but I could have stopped the takedown in the first place. So I'm sort of just making contact with him, but it's kind of problematic because I'm keeping my my arms extended way too far when I'm doing it. So right here, this was an overcommitment. My arm was completely straight, and that goes for both my arms. So by doing this, like I'm leaving like this, like all of this space in between us, and this is really bad because he's not like just completely like poor at wrestling, so he's able to just like enter into that space and go straight for my legs here. What I should have been doing is, until I can close the distance more, I could probably have tried to, instead of trying to touch his shoulder here, which is, his shoulder is important, but I don't think it, like in this position it's important. I should probably keep my arms lower and then start trying to make connections to his wrists instead. So I'm keeping my legs defended while also trying to make the like initial grips. And then once I have one or two grips, once I have one grip at least, then I can start making connections with his like upper body. But I need to also be lower than him. My posture is too high, so I could probably lower my posture even more to maybe, so I'm more like this. I could probably switch it to something like this, or maybe even a little bit lower like this, while keeping my arms lower to be able to block the shot. But I don't end up doing that, and then because I don't do that, I'm like in this position. So I'm still trying to make contact with his shoulders, but then since he changed heights so much, my arms, my reaction time, I'm not gonna be able to human reaction time is like 200 milliseconds ish. like approximately. Like him dropping into this, I'm not gonna be able to react and then pull my arms down fast enough to be able to block the shot. So he's gonna get underneath my arms, which is bad. Um, Not to mention, like, he can just force my arms up. So now my arms are here. So I need to get them, like, underneath him. But the way he's right now, if he just drops and goes forward, he's going to be pushing my arm so it's draped over his shoulder. And that's not good. So he's able to make connection with my back leg here. So I was anticipating that he's going to shoot for the near leg, but then he shoots this far leg, which is a good read. And he also, this is like really, I would argue the more important grip is right here. Like this is the basic one. This left grip right here is the more basic one, but this is the reason why he's actually able to finish the takedown, and I can't like sprawl on him. So I need to get this leg out. So like this, planted like that, but like as far away from him as possible, so I can focus all my weight onto, I can drop all my weight onto this hip and make it really hard for him to pull that leg out from under me. But because he takes away my post, he's able to just go straight forward, and then I have nothing to base upon, and he's going to get a really easy takedown. Plus he has more weight on me, so he can just drive in. Yeah. I'm trying to post with this hand, but the hand is just so much weaker. And even if I do post with the hand, like it's just all it's doing is just keeping me like from not completely collapsing, but I'm not gonna be able to stop him from just circling around to my back and then getting like a tight waist around my hip. Yeah, and he's able to just pull straight around. This, I would say, right here is also a mistake. Instead of keeping my leg extended out like this, I don't know why I do that actually. Let's see how it actually progresses. So it's here, and I'm trying to keep my leg. I think I'm trying to keep my leg extended to like I'm anticipating the takedown. I'm gonna try to slide into guard, but honestly, maybe just going into turtle is a better position here, because if he's good, he's gonna stop me from being able to completely turn my body around into guard. So instead of keeping this leg extended here, which also if he was more skilled at jiu-jitsu and less inclined to try to do like use wrestling techniques, he could probably start attacking this leg because it's so far extended. If he, I don't know how you do it, maybe like rotate to the side, and then I'm not sure, but in principle, it's an extended limb, so it's in danger. I'm able to get this because I don't know why I'm able to get this because I kept my leg through, but I think he could have stopped it if he was if that was what he was used to. If he actually wanted to just stop me from retaining guard there. So then now that the round has progressed a little bit, and I'm like really trying to like anticipate his attacks more and be more defensive, now I'm keeping my arm as a block, so he can't go and try to grab my leg here, and try to get some like control. And also I'm keeping my head driving into his. Yeah, and then I try to go for like an arm drag, but I'm honestly just pretty shit at this. So I could have maybe, I don't know, I can't really comment on this. This is good. Instead of just keeping my arm on the outside, I circle it to the inside, and then I think what I'm trying to do here is go for a collar tie grip around the back of his neck. Yeah. Now this is dangerous again because this is a problem that leads to me getting taken down again, but my head is at a higher level than his. So my head's like here, and his head's like right here. So it's like a very slight like height difference here. It's like very, very small, but it's enough for him to have an advantage if he decides to shoot into my legs. So I really need to be careful about keeping a defensive posture, keeping my arms in a defensive position to be able to block his shot, which I don't think I do properly. So I do stop him from getting to that leg, but it's only because he just like he just misreads the position I'm going. I think I was predicting that when he was gonna I knew he was gonna shoot here, but just keeping my arm in the wrong position like gave him way more of an opening um, than it needed to be. Instead of having my arm extended like this, and again trying to like touch his shoulders, I could have kept it down. So even if he did get this leg, he's able to grab this leg. I could just try to break his grip by pushing into like underneath his arm. And then when I transition over to here, I'm swinging my leg back, like I'm spinning my body this way because I know he's trying to go for my right leg here, and so I swing my body around, and then I switch momentum because I found when I'm going against wrestlers, often they'll try to like attack one leg, and then if if I overcommit to one side, like I was in the process of doing right here, all my weight is going this way. He could maybe read, switch to this leg, attack, and then grab that leg, and then finish the takedown in that manner. So then I try to reposition. And even in this position here, I could have probably, instead of just trying to like posture up how I did, because then it led to me rounding my spine here, and then this is creating some weakness, and also my arm is still extended. I could have probably just got to a position similar to what he's doing here, maybe like stay on my knees because I can still drive off the mat while keeping like a lower head position. This is actually probably like where I wanted to remain, but also while keeping my arms lower instead of just gaining height. Or I could have set up a way to reshoot on him. So I act like I'm posturing up, and then I drop down and drive in. So I act like I'm posturing up, and then when he responds by starting to go up like he's doing now, he's trying to also gain height. I could have probably dropped down and try to make something happen. Since we're both close to the ground, he probably would have been able to defend it, but it's better than what I'm doing now. Yeah. Even here, I could have probably stayed in like this position. So I'm too far to shoot. So I do need to kind of like get up a little bit so I can start closing the distance a little more. And this is actually a situation when my arm position is good because I have a lower height. My head is lower than his. But then once I start actually moving up like this, I probably should have let go of this collar tie here, or try to pull him down so we're both low to the ground. But once we are, if I did commit to gaining height here, I should probably taken this arm and then repositioned it lower here until I can close this gap a little bit. Yeah, so because I keep my arms so high, he's able to get the underhook here. So once he has underhook, and then he gets the other underhook, it's quite easy for him to just start pushing into me and then keep control of me. And then when he actually drops down, I do sprawl, but I can't sprawl against not have a sprawl when having double overs. It's just not like I'm not gonna be able to stop him. And also, instead of having an overgrip here, I could have probably started pushing into his head to weaken his spine, which would have strengthened the sprawl a bit. Yeah, but once he's in this position, I think maybe I could have like hooked behind his leg here using my leg right here, to stop him from completely being able to get like a just a tight waist on me. Yeah, just pull me into this. I could have like framed on his leg and then pushed off of his leg to stop him from pulling me in like that. Yeah, once he has the tight waist, like there's little I can do to stop him from just pulling me up like this. And then this is something I don't know how to address. I'm assuming it's just a position that it's like pretty far gone. He's just like in a much more advantageous position once he has my arm pulled back like this. But yeah, this was interesting. He might even be able to get a break if he actually decided to do it, because he's keeping this arm like this part of my arm like anchored, and he could probably just like lift my forearm and then like apply braking force to my elbow. Okay, I can already. This position already seems pretty. I don't know. He has an overhook here, so it's not like he's not gonna be able to like pull me by super easily. And I think I'm kind of like pulling out of it. Yeah, and then I transition to the waist. I probably could have kept this grip, and I think it would have been better than releasing it and then going for like a, because at least I have something to hold on to right here, like the ridge of his hip. But when I transition it to like draped over the back, there's less for me to grab onto. The hip is like a sharper ridge usually than grabbing over somebody's lat in my experience. Yeah. And also, when we are in this position, I should be driving into him instead of going backwards. If I'm going backwards, it makes it really easy for him to flare his leg in the middle of mine and then go for like an uchi. Yeah, I'm able to defend it and then reverse it by recognizing that, yeah, so this is the same problem that I just made. It's the same mistake I just made, but then he makes it. So we're going in this direction, and if he kept going in this direction, I think he would have actually just off-balanced me here, because this, I can't repost. This post is literally as far as I can go. Maybe I can like spin my hips around and then plant my legs over here if he continues pushing me, but it's going to be hard to do so. But since he's carrying this momentum in this direction, but then he stops at around this position, and now he's trying to flare his leg out, and he's kind of pulling in this direction now, which is actually advantageous for me, because now his posts, which are don't have any give. There's no way he can post again in this direction. All of his weight is on these two posts, and not just that, but these two posts are very close together. So there's not really like a wide base. So I'm able to start pushing my weight by driving off of this foot, and then he's just gonna fall right down, and I fall into guard here. So when I fall into guard and they have two hooks in, I'm kind of like anticipating maybe they try to pass, try to transition into maybe like single leg X if they decide to try to focus on attacking one leg, but he doesn't do that. He pushes me away, and now that he pushed me away, there's like a bunch of space here, which is a mistake on my part, as yeah, maybe not as well as his. It's actually good. His intention was to push me away, so this is fine for him. But now I don't have a lot of space, so I can't really keep up like the attack. At this point, a good option for me to do would probably be to start tripoding instead of just like resting on this leg. So I feel like this is sort of like a headquarters with both legs in, which I don't even think is a proper position, because like I think it's just like it's like I'm disadvantaged in this position. Like it would just be better just to go tripod here, or try to get like on one single leg. Yeah, instead of keeping my weight like up like this, I need to get my weight down like this, so my head's driving into his head. Our head should be here, my ass should be like up in the air, and then I should have both my feet planted like wide. So this is good. He has an underhook here, but I'm keeping weight onto. I'm pushing my weight onto him, and I'm trying to get an underhook on his lower side, which I think is better than his underhook if I'm able to get it. Yeah. So even if he has this grip here, he's not gonna be able to do much with it because of my underhook. But I need to address now that I'm settling into a position here. I really need to address this arm being over his arm. I need to get it threaded, figure out how to thread it under, or just try to flatten him out so I can I can use this as a cross space. But this is bad until he's flattened out, I think. Yeah, okay, I just gave up the underhook here. This is pretty bad. He should be able to just push me off quite easily now. Yeah, Instead of trying to get like an overhook on this arm, like I really need to address that first, because I didn't address that, he gets it deep and he pushes me forward, and now he's probably gonna be able to wrestle up. I think the reason why he's not able to wrestle up is because he's keeping our legs intertwined. But if he decided to pull his legs back a little bit so he can start pushing off of the ground right here, he could probably just push me in this direction and wrestle up and sweep me and get top position. So I feel him start trying to reverse the position, and I've been experimenting with this, where you keep like the hip in like a weird. You have both legs pointing in like opposite directions. I don't even know how to explain that, but just visually, I guess, is the best way. So, yeah, like right here. So I have the hip, my side, which is higher in the air, which is my right side here, is flared downwards, and then my left side is flared across his. I don't think it's like a very stable position, but it's good to just. It's good as like an intermediary like step until like I can determine like where I next want to go, which is like a little bit safer. So this is like a weird like, I don't know, like half guard. Um, yeah, in this position actually I don't really know how to address this, but I think pushing onto here is not a good option. What else could I do with my arm here? If I drape it over, this is even worse. I think I'm just trying to keep pressure on just so I have like another point of control at the very minimum. But I think even better than this would probably be just trying to get like an underhook on his top side here. So like maybe back up a little bit instead of continuing to put pressure, because since he has our legs tangled up, like I'm just not gonna be able to do anything significant unless I back up a little bit. I think just back up, not a lot, not create a lot of space, but just enough space so I can get an underhook in on this top. Yeah, which is I think is what I'm trying to do, but I could have given more space to do it. Yeah, and because he has the underhook, he's able to start moving me around, get me up. Okay, this is good. This is good. Keeping this frame on here. I think this is like a neutral position, but since I'm in top, this is actually like better for me. It's not giving him the underhook, and I'm able to like just figure out a way so I can actually just slip this arm through to get the underhook. I think I can get the underhook easier than he can here. Yeah, I have inside position. I'm in a better position here because my arm is inside his. So if I want to, I can just release this claw grip I have on his bicep and then thread it under whenever I want to. But if he wanted to do that, he wouldn't be able to easily because my arm is blocking his. So he can't really like slip his arm, release this grip, and then slip his arm through underneath my armpit. Yeah, so, okay, this is good. So now I have the underhook here, but I'm starting to walk the arm up, which is good, but not in this position. So I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. Even if I get his arm all the way through, like I need this arm to address what's going on with our legs before I can actually advance the position. So even if I get like push his arm all the way through and then get crossface here, we're just gonna be in a stalemate because yeah, he might not be able to do anything, but me as well. I'm not gonna be able to get this leg out and advance the position. Well, I can, but I'm only gonna be able to use my leg. So instead, maybe I could just take this, in this instance, I could drop my shoulder as much as possible here, and just scoot this up, but don't waste any energy trying to actually push his arm over his head. And also, by keeping my weight so high and trying to push his arm forward, I'm giving him like space to try to like to if he wanted to, he could back this arm out and then circle it to get the underhook on me. Yeah, so I think I just keep trying to go for this, like walking the arm up, but it's just not good. I'm not gonna be able to do anything with it. Yeah. In fact, I'm like locking my legs here, which isn't good. I am tiring him out because he's trying to like fight this, but I just think like he probably shouldn't be fighting it here because he's just burning energy. Well, I'm not as much, but I'm still kind of burning energy by trying to walk his arm up. But that's just like a mistake. Okay, right here, actually, like right here when he pushes my leg up, I should probably start trying to figure out how to get this leg and then circling it over here. So I'm on top of his. I have this leg rested over his thigh, so I can start pushing my trapped leg out, so I can start extracting this leg out. Yeah, that's the end of the round. I think I'm gonna just do this last one and call it. Let's see. This is with Shane, okay. There's gonna be a lot of mistakes here. So immediately, again, I have this arm way too high, this left arm way too high. I need to be more worried about preventing shots. I'm in the tie-up, unless I have a good position. Yeah, okay, so he starts lowering his head height. So because his head height is lower than mine, now is when I really need to let go of this, because this grip is better for him. So this is something I've been working on, but when when we're in the stance where one person is like kind of like sideways a little bit, and then like I'm straight on, like I'm basically like looking at the side of his body, I can use this frame over his head to keep his head positioned away from me. Yeah, but the problem here is I'm keeping this elbow flared out to the side. So instead of keeping the elbow flared out to the side, I could keep it tucked and then over his head, and then that would stop him from getting this underhook here, which he just reads that he can just, he just get it super easily once he sees like how far my elbow is flared. And then once it is flared, the overhook here is probably the best option to stop him from getting too far, but yeah, he can just throw me by pretty easily. Once we're in this position, I really need to just focus on getting this, as I need to reestablish the overhook here. Yeah, okay. And then with my other hand, I need to start framing on his head. So try to get space in between our heads, and then do that same frame that I was talking about before, to push his head away so I can try to get my leg out and create distance between us. So let's see what happens here. He feels that my base is weak enough to where he can just collapse onto me and then bring me down, but I'm not sure what I do here. I think I just end up balancing kind of well, so it just happens. And I'm able to post my leg out while actually driving weight into this overhook here, which stops him from being able to finish it. And then I can get the underhook, which is good. But the second he recognizes that I have the underhook, he just like creates distance, which is what I should be doing. So I just can't keep it. Again, too much flaring the elbow out to the sides. Okay, he has pretty good control over me now, so I need to be careful. Yeah, him trying to wrap around me. I really need to stop going into this like this even like neutral position where we just grab each other's arms when I don't have head height, because I'm noticing like every time he grabs this, it's only when he has a lower head height than I do, because it's gonna give him a better opportunity to shoot, and he's fighting to keep his head height lower. I'm doing this and trying to get me to commit to going like really to changing my position. So he's trying to get me to like go low and up, and then at one of these times, I think when I go up, he's gonna just try to shoot into my legs. So now I have lower head position. Now this grip is actually good. I think now is when I should be keeping it here. Yeah, but now he's lower, and then he just tries to shoot. But I'm able to get the underhook and shut it down. And now I have a decently deep underhook. I think here, because I'm not really able to maintain it grabbed around his waist unless I close the distance a lot or like kind of rotate. So we're like I'm facing into his side and I'm close to his hip. I think maybe just taking this instead of keeping it like here, wrapping it so it's like over his shoulder a little bit would be like a better position here. Yeah, and then I let him get the other underhook, and I give up my underhook, which isn't super good. Okay, this is bad. I'm trying to push on his face to frame away, but I think I really need to just have kept the overhook here in case he wants to go for another takedown, because now I'm not going to be able to shut it down like I did before. Yeah, right here. So if I had this underhook, he wouldn't be able to do this. Yeah, and now he's able to just slide into the tight waist and bring me down. And when I get brought down, I should have tucked my legs to my chest so I could go into turtle position instead of being flattened out. Being on my hip here also isn't good, but I'm able to rotate into turtle position, so that's decent. I think he's trying to sit into an armbar here. He probably gets it too. So that's because my arm wasn't as tucked as I could have made it. But when he stands up like this, he's gonna be able to use his weight to pull that arm up regardless. His squatting strength is gonna be able to beat my arm's ability to keep tucked. It's just like a stronger set of limbs against one limb. Like his whole body against my one limb. When I did feel him pulling me into this arm bar here, I probably could have just immediately started rolling, just to try to like initiate a scramble. But by not doing that, he's able to just isolate it pretty easily. And then also here, when I do roll through, I should have focused on getting my right arm C-ripped onto one of his feet so I could actually like push the feet away so I could escape the armbar. Yeah, he's just able to get it, and it's just over at this point. Yeah. So this is risky because he clearly has control over my like hand here on my right arm, and he's getting even more control over it here. So if he wants to, he can just push me in this direction and then circle around to my back here if I'm not careful about it. So I really need to be like counteracting that by trying to turn my body to the right to stop him from pushing me, or create space like this. Yeah, no more flaring the arms out. Gotta stop doing that. Okay, what happens here? What happens here is his arm is lower than mine. I'm not bothering to keep this arm as low as possible, or win the head height battle, I need to be squatting down more and getting more of a bend in my knees. Look at his bend versus mine. My legs are almost completely straight, but if I was able to bend a little bit more, I would be able to get a lower head height than him, and then probably be able to get an underhook. Also, my reaction isn't to go to the underhook here, but rather to go on top of his head, so he's able to just shoot right in, and I'm not going to be able to defend it. I can push into his head here, so I should be able to defend this takedown if I sprawl correctly and actually push into his head. But for some reason instead, I tried draping my arm around his body, which is just a mistake. Yeah, and then he's able to get the single, and I don't think I have the overhook. I still think I have my arm draped around his, which is a mistake. Yeah, and he can just sit me down probably. So this position, I think a good idea is to get my leg hooked, take this left leg, and then hook it into his. Maybe not now because our hips are so far apart, but if he tries to like move his hip over towards mine, definitely get that leg in there so I can start framing on his leg to keep us apart. He can't really go for like an easy takedown here unless he does this, which I think in this position, I need to get this leg. Now that he's released the tight waist grip, I think I need to take this leg and then wrap it around behind his leg, and immediately just kind of take this leg and then shoot it like in this direction while trying to turn into him here. I think I actually could do that right now if I wanted to. But yeah, since I don't do that, he's able to just pick me up. And when he starts picking me up here, my immediate reaction should be to hook behind his leg, because that would stop him from being able to lift me up here. I think I tried doing that, but too late. I think this is the first time that I've encountered this takedown, so. But in the future, that's what I should do. And instead of doing that, I should just go straight into turtle, which I do, but I burn a little bit of energy trying to do so. Too much space. Me looking up over here, I mean, I'm just trying to check like how close I am to the other group, but that's giving a lot of neck exposure. Okay, once he posts his hand here, I have like something to work with now, so I could immediately, I think, what I think I should do here, which I doubt is correct, but it's just what I can think of, is try to push him off in this direction now. He's posted there, but if I stand up, like actually drive up off these legs, you drive up and then push him this way, he's not going to be able to repost on this hand. This hand is going to bear all of his weight, and then maybe even if I push him and he stabilizes himself, I can just back up, and then we're like in a neutral position again. But I missed that opportunity, probably because this guy can't see where his hand is. Okay, I think he's trying to sit into to take my back. He's getting a half Nelson. Yeah, and he's gonna trying to get hooks. He does get a hook, I think. Yeah, he has the hook, and he's able to pull me in the back, take my back. Okay, and he gets him out. I'm able to get my back to the mat, I think. Yeah, I'm able to get my back to the mat, then he gets him out. Okay, now I'm in mount, so I need to push his hips. Yeah, so his hips are too far slid up over mine. So first, before bridging, this is a mistake, I bridge immediately. I need to get his hips back as far as I can before I start bridging. because at this position, yeah, like I'm not gonna be able to do anything. He's able to just remain attached pretty easily. Yeah, and that's the end of the round. That was pretty good. Decent performance. If I was going to take away some major points from this roll, probably would be to not flare my arms out as much when I'm trying to go for tie-ups, like collar ties, when I'm trying to maintain contact with his hands. I need to maintain lower level position. I need to keep the overhook when he does get an underhook. I need that overhook. Draping my arm over his back is a poor option, and when I do get taken down, although probably not as important, when I do get taken down, just go to turtle quicker. Because I think like against good training partners, they're good opponents. They're not gonna let you scramble too much. They're just gonna immediately stick to your back. So going straight into turtle prevents me from getting like flattened out, from being on my side, etc.